And then I said, how many lines can you draw through that point? And you guys said an infinite number of lines. So how many lines contain point B? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. An infinite number of lines. Number 7. How many planes contain line FB? Now, remember, when we were talking about planes, and we only had 2 points on our plane. See this line in this plane? When we only had 2 points, which a line is defined by 2 points, when we only had 2 points, we had an infinite number of planes, because this plane can pivot. You see me pivoting this plane? So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could keep rotating it around that line. I could still contain this line, and I could make an infinite number of planes. So that's why that one is infinite as well, because a line has 2 points. And 2 points does not define a plane. It's not enough points to define one plane. Infinite planes. All right, number 11. KM represents the length of a segment. True. Remember we talked about this versus this. This right here is an object. That is a segment. It's not a number. It's not the length of the segment. It's an object. It's a segment. This is a number, like 11 inches. That is the length. It's the distance or length of the segment. The distance between the points or the length of the segment. So that's why that one's true. Number 12. Someone asked, I think, if it could be maybe. There's no maybe here in true or false. We're going to talk about this today. But if you can think of even one time where a sentence is false, then the truth value of that sentence is false. So I can think of one time that this is false, skew lines, and that's why I'm going to circle false. So you were probably saying, well, sometimes it's true and sometimes it's false. But I'm asking if this sentence is true or false, and it only takes one time for it to be false to make the whole sentence false. Okay? Number 20. Collinear points are blank coplanar. Here's the deal, guys. It's easier to be coplanar than it is to be collinear. So if they're collinear, if they're in the same line, which is harder to do, then they're definitely in the same plane. Could I put a plane through any 2 points? Absolutely. That's easy to do. So that's why that is always, it's harder to be collinear. So if they're already collinear, then they're definitely coplanar. It's kind of like if you have your master's degree, then you have your bachelor's. Well, it's harder to have your master's, so you definitely, it's a prerequisite. So you definitely have your bachelor's degree if you have your master's. Being collinear is like a prerequisite to being coplanar. Last one, 27. Think of each segment in the diagram as part of a line. 27. DC and EH are parallel. They're both going left-right. They're going in the same direction. They're coplanar, because look at this. I could take a plane. And I could grab both of those lines. They're not skew. They are coplanar. Okay, the last one, I skipped it, was 15. 3 points blank determine a plane. This word is the most important word in that sentence. Now, I told you that 3 points are always coplanar. I said any 3 points are coplanar, and I'm sticking by that statement. But being coplanar is different than determining a plane. If I take a tripod and I put all of its legs in a row, in a line, will that tripod stay standing if someone comes and touches it? No, it's going to fall over. So 3 points determine a plane, but only if they're not lined up in a row. So they have to be non-collinear. And that's why it's sometimes, because these 3 points determine a plane. And these 3 points do not determine a plane. Now, are they coplanar?